So Pat, I know being a master electrician, power ranger, emergency calling guy, especially for the horse people, you do it all. I mean, and we really appreciate you. And I don't really want to put more on you. I know you teach, and I know you were actually just at the Florida Horse Park today working. I know you're a busy chap. But, you know, I've decided to wear my butt out on a Western saddle for days on the Great Florida Cattle Drive, which I'm very excited about. And we're going to be running this really fun mini-series, candid views of all the rough living in a tent and having a good time having this experience, which is really once in a lifetime chance to do it. They don't do this very often, and so I'm excited. But it means I'm going to be gone on a Tuesday night.
Okay.
So that leaves Pete, you know, without a partner in crime for the show. So, you know, I'm just thinking, well, how about asking Pat if he'd step in and be the host of the show?
Wow. I would be flattered.
I think Pat will be hosting the show on the Tuesday the 27th for us. I think he'll be me, so I know you'll enjoy it, and him and Pete will have some great guests, so make sure you tune in. Thanks, Pat.
Welcome to the Horse Talk Show. I'm apparently Dancing Pat Myers.
And I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda, and you're on the Horse Talk Show.
Yes.
So we're going to go to Dr. Melissa Prell at Peterson Smith. She's going to describe what XCs is. Here we go.
Welcome to the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world. Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show and the CEP's Equine Initiative, and we are visiting Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care's Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield in Ocala, Florida. We are chatting to Dr. Melissa Prell, who is in charge of all of this amazing facility that is absolutely full service for all reproductive needs for your horses. And we're now going to talk about something I'm not even going to try to say. I'm going with the abbreviation here of ICSI, Dr. Prell.
Yeah, so it is a mouthful, and that's why we use the abbreviation for it. So ICSI stands for intracytoplasmic sperm injection.
I would have messed that up.
Yeah, it's a mouthful. Like I said, ICSI is better for sure. But just kind of a rundown on what that is.
Yeah, starting kind of with the one thing I saw is how important it was that you made sure that the mare was pain-free, comfortable, relaxed.
Yeah.
And then kind of starting from there to the catheter point and all of that. Just kind of take us through the steps.
Yeah, so it starts with identifying when the mare is going to be a good candidate. We do that through serial ultrasounds. You know, sometimes we'll get them coming in for an appointment and they're ready to go. Other times it's just a little bit of a waiting game, catching them on the right trajectory of those hormones that kind of stimulate follicular growth, because at the end of the day, we want them to have as many follicles as possible before we go in and do the aspiration. So, you know, we'll bring the mare in, she'll get a little bit of sedation just to kind of take the edge off, make her nice and relaxed. We place a urinary catheter as well to void the urine from the bladder. It makes the visual better on the ultrasound, and it makes it a little bit easier to manipulate the reproductive tract. The mare will also get an epidural as well. And again, that's to just kind of keep her nice and comfortable through the aspiration process. And by aspiration, all I mean is it'll be called also ovum pickup or transvaginal follicle aspiration. And essentially what we're doing is we place an ultrasound probe through the vagina, and then we'll go in rectally, locate the ovaries, and kind of place them against the abdominal side of the vaginal wall. And then the ultrasound will be in the vaginal portion.
So the actual needle goes through
the wall of the vagina.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then directly into the ovary and into each follicle. So we're going into each follicle, aspirating the fluid and scraping the wall of the follicle to recover the oocyte or egg that resides in the wall of the follicle. And we'll rinse out each follicle several times with a special aspiration media. Then we'll take that media back into the lab, filter it out, and then search for the oocytes that we would have recovered. So then from that step, they would need to mature. So they go into an incubator for a period of time so that they're capable of undergoing fertilization. And once we see what matures, we'll go ahead and do the ICSI, or intracytoplasmic sperm injection, where we take one single sperm and inject that into the oocyte or egg. Then from that stage, it will go into another incubator where it will stay for a week. That duration of time is all the embryo needs to become a transferable blastocyst. So there's a window of time that we're looking, so 7 to 10 days after injection. At any one of those days, we can have a blastocyst that's ready to be either transferred, or we can cryopreserve them for use at a later date as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So the average horse, when you do this procedure, the average horse you hope to have, how many would you hope to have out of that procedure?
Yeah, so when looking at the OPU or aspiration session, on average, we get about 12 oocytes per aspiration session. And then once we take it to the lab, it matures, we inject. Our average here for blastocysts produced per OPU session is 2.1. That's going to be an average, right? So you're going to have some mares. We had one mare give us 13. And then
Good mare.
So, yeah, it's a good mare. And then we have some mares that will give us 0, right? So when you average it out, you're going to be somewhere in the middle. And it's important to note that sometimes it will take a couple aspiration sessions, just because of that average, to get you a transferable blastocyst. So, like I said, every ICSI lab will have their own blast produced per OPU number. So, it's important to look at that to kind of gauge, what your chances are.
It's amazing.
Going into it.
It's incredible. And if you only want one, and you have more, you can freeze those.
You can freeze them.
For indefinitely, you can freeze those.
Yep.
So that's amazing too. Like if you only want to handle one situation,
exactly.
you've got more for the future, right?
Exactly. So it makes it possible to freeze bank. We get calls from people that they want to freeze the eggs, right? In the horse, we cannot freeze eggs. The technology is not that far along, so we do have to go through all the steps to do the injections and actually get an embryo that we can freeze.
Good point.
So we'll need semen organized. We'll need all of that in place so that we can do the whole procedure. So it's not possible to just freeze the eggs, but that gives you a chance, by freezing, to freeze bank the genetics.
Right.
Especially
if you have an older mare, or a mare that might have some health issues, you don't know how long she's going to be around.
Exactly.
And you want to make sure you can have some of her babies, right?
You can definitely freeze bank, just like you would do with a stallion. You freeze bank the semen. In the unfortunate event that you lose your mare unexpectedly, we can still do ICSI. So we will go in, harvest the ovaries, scrape the ovaries, recover oocytes, and then do the ICSI process with that as a last-ditch effort to preserve those genetics. So it's also another opportunity, right? The mare has passed. You can't breed her for that one last chance. But through doing the assisted reproductive techniques like ICSI, you have at least one more chance to try and get an embryo.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Any last things that you kind of want to add to the ICSI? I think I just want to reiterate the fact that in Florida, Peterson-Smith Equine Hospital is the only place with the on-site lab that you don't have to ship out to.
Correct.
And as we saw, we went straight from there to the lab, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Incredible. Dr. Melissa Prell, thank you so much for having us here at the Advanced Fertility Center. It's really been amazing learning about ICSI. So we appreciate you. Phenomenal job. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and the CEP's Equine Initiative. The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
Hello, I'm Pat Myers, owner of Pat Myers Electric, a family-owned and operated business. My wife Sarah and I are horse owners ourselves and know what matters most to a farm owner, with the safety of their horses being of utmost importance to us. Pat Myers Electric can light up your arena and make sure your horse's barn is safe and protected. Pat Myers Electric is the horseman's choice. Discover more at patmyerselectric.com.
Veteran-owned Wide Automotive, that's WEIDE, is a beacon of automotive excellence in Ocala. Founded on integrity and expertise with unwavering dedication in all operations, we seek to forge lasting relationships with our clients. Whether you have one vehicle or a fleet, we pledge our best effort in quality service. From repairs, diagnostics, tire repair and replacement, diesel engine work, horse trailers, car batteries, wheel alignments, fuel systems, and more. Discover more at wideautomotive.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show, brought to you by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, as well as our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Hay,
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Awesome, and we are in studio today with Ryan Rose. Ryan, welcome. I know you're a busy guy. You're all over the place doing trainings and stuff, and you're in studio with us today, so thank you for being with us today. So that's really great. We want to talk to you about Road to the Horse. Road
Awesome.
to the Horse. You just got selected for Road to the Horse, is that right?
Yeah, actually, at the 2025 Road to the Horse, they kind of did like a special announcement. They brought me up on stage. I didn't know what was going on, and they had an artist drawing a caricature of the next competitor for Road to the Horse, and turned out it was me.
Did you recognize yourself?
I thought they were going to interview me and ask me questions like about the competition, how it's going. I'd missed the cues that it was the next competitor that they were announcing. I was like hoping I was going to be a competitor, but I didn't know for sure. So they surprised me. They got me good.
So for our audience, what is Road to the Horse?
So Road to the Horse is the world championship of colt starting. So essentially it's the biggest colt starting competition in the world. Very prestigious. It attracts a large audience of people. They've been going on for years. I feel like it's been around 20 years or so, a long time. And I've been chasing it for a long time, wanting to get into Road to the Horse. I've done some other colt starting competitions early on in my career, and I've always wanted to compete there. And so, but there's, it's tricky to get into because there's only a few people that get to participate in it every year. And so finally, get to show my stuff.
And you have to be selected, correct?
Yeah. How do you get selected?
It's invitation, and there's a wild card competition the couple days leading up to it, and one of the wild cards will be in the main. They call it the championship rounds. So you can earn your way in if you're a wild card.
Wow. So once you're in it, what are some of the steps you go through? What are some of the things you have to do?
So there's basically like 2 main round pen training sessions that are about an hour and a half long total, and there's breaks for the horse in between. And you're preparing them for the final day. You go in a round pen, you have 20 minutes, I believe, to get them saddled and hopefully rode in the round pen, and you got to let yourself out of the round pen and then ride, do some rail work, some compulsories on the rail like walk, trot, canter, mount and dismount, pick up feet, things like that. And then a pretty challenging obstacle course that you have to ride through at the end. So it's pretty exciting because the horses are green. They're 3-year-old horses that are green, and it's a lot to get done with them in that amount of time.
Wow, cool. What do you think the biggest challenge you're going to have is?
Oh boy, could be my nerves. For me, it'll be just being myself, doing what I do, because I think you can easily feel the pressure of the time limit, because you have to keep track of time, you have to take your breaks when you need to take breaks, and then you see the other competitors and maybe they're already saddling or they're doing something cool and they're getting a big round of applause over here, and so then you feel like it could cause you to change your program and maybe do things that you wouldn't normally do. And so I want to just really lock in and work with my horse where the horse is at, and not really think about that, because all those things I think are very possible to do it with the horse while you're doing it. And if I pick the wrong horse and it's not ready to handle that degree of the amount of things you're going to teach it in that time period, then I'm not going to push it. I'm going to work with the horse where it's at and just try to be me and do my program.
So you get to select your own horse.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They have the Pitchfork Ranch. They're bringing in 11 mares, I believe, for us to choose from. And then the competitors draw a number to which order you get to pick them in. And so you may or may not get the exact horse that you want. Somebody else could pick ahead of you. But they're all nice horses. They're all very similar bred. And what I really love the way the horses are raised, because they get handled as weanlings a little bit. They get kind of just a bare minimum halter starting, and then they're turned out on a huge pasture. And so they get to grow up. And I think horses that are raised in a big herd environment like that and get to cover a lot of ground and travel up and down hills and go through creeks and stuff like that, they really learn how to use their body. They're more balanced. And I think they develop better overall. I've purchased a lot of horses that were ranch raised over the years. And so it's kind of my favorite style of horse.
So what do you want the people watching to take home from Ryan Rose doing the colt start?
The theme that I try to have get threaded into everything I do is to build a connection with the horse. And by connection, I mean I want the horse to understand what I'm trying to ask them to do. Because I believe if they understand it, they're going to have a lot more confidence, a lot more relaxation, and a lot more try and willingness to do whatever I want. So this really gives me an opportunity to test that and see how it goes against other competitor strategies. You'll see a lot of different strategies in there, but I really try to, it's like horses can be very obedient, so you can try to make a horse do things and you can get a lot done by making him do it. But I don't think you have the 100% of that horse with you if you do that. Yes, they're going through the motions, but if you want to really trust that horse and really build the try and really have the horse be relaxed and as comfortable as possible, you have to build a connection to your idea.
Right. Be able to communicate with them in the right way.
Yeah, and so I think we need to go the horse's way and read them and work with them where they're at. But then there's most of the things we're asking them to do is not very natural to them, and so we're asking them to go a long way. So I try to meet them in the middle as best I can, and build that partnership with them.
So 3 hours, is that your normal colt starting, or would you take a lot longer?
It really kind of depends on the horse. Again, I always try to work with the horse where they're at. If a horse has had a fair bit of handling, it also depends on the horse's personality. And these horses are bred, it's kind of became known over the last 10, 20 years that ranch horses are kind of sought after for a lot of recreational riders after they've been used on a ranch and that sort of thing. And I think ranches have caught on to that, and so they're breeding to be somewhat performance bred but good-minded and trainable. Back in the day, I think ranch horses used to be quite a handful. They would breed them to have like stamina and go all day and be gritty. And now I think they're capitalizing on these horses having a career as recreational horses after they've been used on the ranch for 5 to 10 years or so. So I think they're good-minded, and I think a lot of them can really handle it. It really goes fairly smooth for the most part. Every once in a while there's a surprise and exciting moment that comes up. So it's one of my favorite events. I followed it for years. I love it. If you want to learn horsemanship and see an exciting show and get into because from the audience you're watching it and you're watching someone, you're like, don't do that, and then it works out or it doesn't work. You're like, I told you so. Like, shouldn't have done that. Or you really get to feel kind of like the quarterback there, because you're watching what's happening and you can see where everybody's at with their horses. And it's like, well, this one hasn't gone over the bridge yet. This one hasn't been saddled yet. This one they can't catch it still. And you're kind of watching it play out. So it's a really exciting event to be part of.
So what do you think the feeling you're going to have when you first step into that round pen with that horse?
I hope it's relaxed because I think it's like you really want to get some momentum going, and so it's like I'm really a little bit conflicted about what I want to do as the first thing that I do, because normally I would spend some time at Liberty. I know you do like to do a lot of Liberty with your horses, and I really like to build that connection, but I don't want to waste too much time doing that if it's not totally necessary. And so I just got to be mentally flexible and not get too locked in order to be able to work with that horse with that. Like, as people, we like lists and like, okay, this is my program, I'm going to go step A, step B. Well, a horse would be the first thing to change that list around and have a different plan. And so that horse could come up to me and want to get haltered right away, or it could be running around trying to jump out of the pen. Depending on how it feels, because it's going to get separated from the other horses, and sometimes they get a little on adrenaline, a little nervous there. So I just got to be flexible and be able to work with that horse where it's at.
So who are you competing against, and do you know these competitors?
Yeah, so one of my favorite guys, Nick Dowers, is going to be there, and he's somebody that I've watched from a distance. I got to meet him last year, and he's just an awesome guy, awesome trainer. He's pretty well. He's won Road to the Horse a couple times. He's well known for his winning the Snaffle Bit Futurity and the Rain Cow Horse, and he's just an excellent all-around trainer, cowboy, person. He's just a great guy, so I'm really excited to be able to compete with him. I also would consider him to be one of the best, if not the best in the world, so I get to challenge myself against somebody who's fantastic. And then Elisa Wallace is going to be there, and she's a local person here to Florida. She's a 5-star eventer, and she's won several Mustang makeovers too, so I think she's going to do really well, especially with her experience with the Mustangs. And those event riders are fantastic riders to be able to navigate all the things they have to do. So I think and then who knows with the wild card who gets in there. It's going to be competitive.
That's great. Well, that sounds good. We got to go to commercial right now, but we're going to be, stay tuned. We're going to come right back with more with Ryan Rose, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
DAC Vitamins and Minerals has been making a world of difference for 35 years. Do you know what sets DAC apart? We use chelation minerals from Alltech, which allows for better absorption. DAC is the only supplement company Alltech provides ingredients for. We have our nutritionist, Performance Horse Nutrition, NASP, which is the quality seal, which guarantees our products and ensures our use of quality ingredients. DAC gives you a guaranteed analysis in every 1 ounce scoop, a 60-day money-back guarantee. Doesn't your partner deserve the best? Visit feeddac.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family-owned since 1934, manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
We're a unique, tough breed. We work long, hard hours making sure your horses are healthy and properly shod because, well, we farriers know horses perform better when they're properly shod and healthy. You want quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices, and you won't settle for anything less.
TT Distributors is dedicated to quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices. Racehorse or a pasture pony, TT Distributors has what you need. 7715 West Highway 40, Ocala.
D&N Equine Recovery is owned and operated by avid horsemen. With over 75 years of experience in the equine industry, D&N Equine Recovery provides the only whole horse crematorium in the greater Levy-Marion County area, serving all of North Central Florida. All staff are dedicated to demonstrating the utmost respect throughout this emotionally delicate process, providing compassionate and timely service when it matters to horse owners the most. For more information, go to dnequinerecoveryllc.com. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show, brought to you by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, and our broadcast sponsor, Larson Hay,
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
That's right, Pete, and we are back with Ryan Rose and Dr. Emily Rose, and we want to talk about the Horseman Symposium coming up and the little bit of the history behind that symposium. So you kind of started this, right?
Yeah, I wanted an event where I could bring a bunch of like-minded kind of clinicians, horse trainers together into one place that do different things. Because we both study with, we're always trying to learn and get better. And so we study with dressage trainers, with reining horse trainers, cutting horse trainers, different clinicians in different areas. And so we wanted a place to bring everybody together and have like a more intimate feel where people could ask questions and be really candid about it, and get to meet everybody and get to talk to them and visit with people that are popular in the horse industry. And so yeah, it's been a really great event. We've done it for 3 years, and then this is the first time it's in Florida, and our friend Donna is putting this one on.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm excited about it.
So tell us the first time you did this 3 years ago. Who was there?
Oh boy, challenging.
Where was it?
So Emily and I have been part of each one.
Yeah.
She does the rider biomechanics and some the horse rehab side of things. And then I think the first one we had Doug Jordan. Who's a Hall of Fame cutting horse trainer, one of my main mentors. And then
Baron
Heilbronn, who's a local dressage trainer here. And he's just an absolute master at what he does. And then I do a colt starting demonstration.
We had Jake Birnbaum.
Yep, Jake was there helping with the
Pear
colts.
Tree Ranch.
And Kara Fedema was there. She was my assistant trainer for a while, and she started a colt. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the first one.
So it was lots of people in, where was it, in Wisconsin?
There's a farm called the Horse First Farm where I do a lot of my clinics at in the summertime. I think you've been there, before. So it's a great venue to kind of get started. It's really friendly. It's got a lot of, we can spread out. We do like breakout sessions where you can go work with each clinician and ask them questions or do some simulations on different things. So yeah, that venue works really well for it.
Right. So you really get a chance to actually get in there and talk with the different people to.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted people to have as much access to the clinicians as possible. And I tell the clinicians that too when they get there. It's like, don't go hiding in the break room. It's like, I want to spend as much time. It's about the people being here and giving them, because the people that come to it are really into horses. Like they're not, a lot of them are not beginners. They're people that have been in this a long time and they're really wanting to get into the nitty gritty details of developing horses in all these different areas.
And then the second year you had a different lineup, correct?
Yeah, I try to move it around, make it different. But it's a big event to put on. It is a lot of effort that goes into putting on an event like that. And so I was really happy for Donna. I
handed it over.
I absolutely love the day of, the weekend of. I mean, there's so much energy and excitement, enthusiasm, and then you're around all your favorite people. And so to be able to do that over the weekend is fantastic. All the work leading up to it is, so I was like, I would love for somebody else to put this on and me to just get to come and be part of the weekend. So that's what we're doing down here in Florida.
Well, that's great. So you talked about bringing in the people that are already involved. Like those are the people that are going to dig in, like you said, in the nitty gritty. What about the people that are just either just getting into horses or they've been out of it for a while? What do you think that the symposium like this would bring to someone like that? What do you think that would draw them in, that they would get out of something like that?
I think there's enough information across the board that everybody will walk away with something because of the variety of clinicians. I think that's one of the things that makes it unique is like you could be an advanced dressage person like this one. Lucio is going to be there, who is I believe competed in the Olympics. And so he's fantastic. So you're going to be able to learn from somebody like that. But then I'll be out there showing how to get a horse to guide around, maybe without a bridle on. Pete's going to be there doing some liberty with that. So there's going to be something for everybody. And that's hard to do, but you can really only make that possible with having so many different clinicians there that are talking about different aspects of it.
Right. Well, that's great. Yeah, we want to make sure that, well, I know we look at it from all different aspects. When I'm taking horsemanship lessons, and part of it is I try and look at it from different aspects. I know when I started taking lessons with Pete, I've been around horses for quite a long time, and immediately when I started taking horsemanship lessons, I started looking at things a lot different. So looking at things from a different perspective definitely has changed a lot of things. So,
and I think that's one thing that's interesting about the symposium is we're going to be learning about different disciplines, but the theme of horsemanship and creating partnerships with a horse is going to be threaded through all the different ways to work with a horse, whether it's at liberty or it's dressage or it's Western riding. And also, I think sometimes it's really good to go to an event like that and get inspired and see things that maybe you can't do yet with your horse, but say, like, I really want to be able to do that. So I think there's a lot of education, but there's also a lot of inspiration at these events.
Yeah.
And you meet a lot of people too, like the networking of getting to meet lots of people that are in your area. I still see on Facebook people talking that were in different parts of the country that came to the event that became friends. They were sitting next to each other, or they're standing in line together somewhere. And so yeah, it's just a great way to be around a bunch of like-minded people.
Yeah, I'm excited about the inspiration. When you talk about the inspiration, that's a big thing. I was looking at your Facebook. You have a lot of things going on Facebook, and one of the things that I saw, the quote that you had is horsemanship that anyone can use. So part of that is I like that everyone can use horsemanship for something. We can get involved in doing something regardless of what discipline you're interested in. Some amount of horsemanship is good for all of us.
Absolutely.
So that's fantastic. So what are you excited about for this symposium, this horsemanship symposium?
Well, I haven't got to spend too much time with Lucio, so I'm pretty excited to watch him do his demonstrations. For me, I'm excited. I might bring a new project horse that I took on, a horse named Nelson, who, come to find out, Jenna was trained at their farm, and so there's a lot of connections there locally with this horse. And so I might bring him to get him some exposure to things.
And what breed is he?
He's a thoroughbred.
Okay.
Is he your next racehorse?
Yeah, he's
a racehorse. Yes.
But
Okay.
I just found out that he was actually trained with Jenna, and it was just like an incredible connection that we made. So I was actually quite impressed with how good he was. Like he's been very nice. I've been making some YouTube videos about him, so I might bring him there. It's like a good event for me to get horses used to things. I enjoyed that. Sure. And then I've been working on a lot of bridleless riding with my horse Lambo. Yeah. So I'm kind of excited to show that off. Like, for me, that's one of the purposes of what I'm doing all the work at home for, is to get ready to show my horses at an event, because I don't compete that much with them. So it's kind of a fun thing for me to get ready for.
So while we have that thought, let's show a video of the Horseman Symposium, 28th and 29th of March at the Livestock Arena in Ocala.
Hey guys, Jake here from Pear Tree Ranch.
I'm Linda Pirelli.
Hi, this is Dancing Pete.
Luis Lucio.
I'm Ryan Rose with Rose Horsemanship.
Hi guys, I'm Emily Rose from Reaching Strides Equine Rehab. Come join us March 28th and 29th in Ocala, Florida for the Horseman Symposium.
And we'd like to thank Unbridled for the credit for creating that Horsemanship Symposium video. Yeah. So I thought it was great. I like it.
That's fantastic.
Oh, I'm in it. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. That's quite a lineup. So, yeah, it's pretty good. So, Dr. Emily, what are you excited about? What are you excited about for this upcoming symposium?
So there's a lot of like-minded professionals who are going to be at this event and presenting at this event, and I hope to bring a little other side of the coin to the event from the rider biomechanics standpoint and the horse biomechanics standpoint, because when we think about how a rider needs to move or how a horse needs to move, we want them to move in a relaxed manner. And what is the goal of most of the parts of horsemanship? Is to get your horse relaxed and connected with you. So we want to definitely have a rider that can be physically right where they need to be for their horse to promote that relaxation and that connection. So I'm excited to show some people some things that maybe they haven't seen before.
And I call her the wild card for the Horseman Symposium.
Well, I want to hear some more about that. So when we come back, I want to hear more about some rider biomechanics. So stick around and we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Pat Myers, owner of Pat Myers Electric, a family-owned and operated business founded on both trust and integrity. From new installations to repairs and emergencies, Pat Myers Electric's team of professionals can handle it all. Pat Myers Electric, for all your current needs. Discover more at patmyerselectric.com.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honouring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's sass. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus! Buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. She's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
We're back at the Horse Talk Show, brought to you by Palm Chevrolet,
Your hometown Chevy experience.
and our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Hay,
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
in studio with Ryan Rose and Dr. Emily Rose. And we were just talking with Emily Rose about what you're doing at the Horse Symposium.
Okay,
and
so before we start with this, she's the wild card.
The wild card,
And
that's
why
what I
do-
hear.
And why do I say that? Because we all that are coming to this have like-minded things, and we're going to present some similar things if we switched off. But Emily brings something to the table. She's the most educated, by the way.
Okay.
She brings something to the table that nobody else talks about. We talk about, but we don't know in depth.
Well, I think the point is that, like, a lot of us in the horsemanship circles, we miss some. We don't focus on the riders riding as much, or maybe not even the horse's biomechanics about what we're asking the horse to do. And Emily really brings that in.
Yeah, I think that when we think about the horses, there's like the mental side of training, there's the emotional side of training, and then there's the physical side. And when we're riding these animals, it's a partnership. There's two physical sides that we have to look at. We have to look at the rider and the horse. So that's where I come in. And what I found, in knowing the correct biomechanics of the horse, how it should move, how the human body should work, how it should move when we're riding a horse, it goes hand in hand with how you want the horse to behave when they're mentally and emotionally connected and relaxed, right? So when you think about a horse that's relaxed, where does their head go? Down. I was asking you guys.
No,
so
down.
so one down. Down.
She's giving
right?
us hints.
Down. Right? It goes down. And when we think about a horse that moves biomechanically correct, their head is lowered. Right? And so it's like a pendulum. When the head lowers, the back can come up. And then when the back is up, we know the horse's core is engaged. So do you see how, like, just something as simple as that, using horsemanship exercises or techniques to ask the horse to lower their head or to become more relaxed, where they naturally lower their head, promotes the physical relaxation. So we can come at it from two different sides. You can come at it from the physical side of things too, and it promotes relaxation, or you can come at it from the mental emotional side and then it produces physical results, which I think is so cool. There's kind of that connection between the two sides. They're not two completely isolated things.
So that's great stuff. Now, what is your background, your
Yeah.
degree in?
Yeah, so I'm a physical therapist. I'm a human-trained physical therapist. So I have my doctorate in physical therapy, and then I went and got my certification to treat horses. So I'm a certified equine rehab practitioner. So I'm basically a physical therapist for humans and horses, is how I describe myself. Okay. I treat exclusively riders. I don't treat any other humans anymore. Okay. I've been in almost every setting of human medicine that you can think of, but now I just treat exclusively riders and horses.
Unless we're at dinner and somebody's like, Emily, my shoulder.
Or unless you're Pete, but Pete rides, so that works.
Yeah,
So you're right. Yeah,
it works.
You qualify. You qualify for that.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of my background, or where I'm coming from. Coming from kind of the sciencey side of.
So it's not you just studied it and you kind of did it. You actually went to school, got the degree, and then the PhD on that. Now I feel bad not calling you Dr.
It's okay.
Emily.
I get like red in the face when people call me doctor. I'm like, don't call me that. But no, I have my doctorate in physical therapy. So I went to school for a very long time. Always knew I wanted to treat horses, but my mentor from the animal rehab world, her biggest piece of advice was go learn how to be a good human PT first before you go into the animal side of things, because you'll be pretty isolated there. There's not a lot of us physical therapists who are in the veterinary sports medicine side of things who are treating horses. So I waited a while, learned how to be a good PT, and then went and got my certification to treat horses too. So I feel really fortunate that I can look at both sides of the partnership. I think a lot of times, we can identify that there might be a problem with the rider that could be causing something in the horse, but I like to dive into that deeper, and I really love that.
So is this just for the advanced rider, or are you good for even the beginner rider?
I love working with beginners. Don't get me wrong, I love working with advanced riders too. That's a whole different kind of story.
A little harder sometimes, right?
Can be a little harder, yeah. But I like to start people off on the right foot. Like if I can get in there, if I can get in there right away and teach you the proper body mechanics, teach the horse the mechanics that we want, like your trajectory is going to be so much faster in your development, in your horse's development. And like Ryan was kind of saying, it's like an area that sometimes is missed in horsemanship, like how the rider should be riding or the mechanics piece. So I like to get access to people who've maybe never heard of it before, had a conversation about rider biomechanics, and they start to see the changes that the horse makes as I start to change the rider. And it's pretty cool to watch.
Well, I know from a personal thing, I did Pilates with Janice Dulac, and that changed my riding immensely. Yeah. So to have somebody like you to be able to say, hey, Emily can help you with that is huge. And in fact, I reached out to one of my students to say, and she's excited to meet you. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, ma'am.
That'll be super fun. Yeah, it's just like, it's a whole different side that I think we spend so much time working on our horses and developing our horses that we can't forget that the rider is an athlete as well, and we have to develop that rider's skill, because it's, if you want a truly equal partnership with your horse, you both have to be in the game and in the development game. So I think it's really important to have the rider biomechanics side of things brought to the table.
And then take us deeper into the horse. Like
deeper into the horse.
You help horses with lameness and different things that you come behind the vet and help them.
Yeah, so I function under a veterinary referral. Right. So a vet cues me into the case. And if you think about what a physical therapist treats in humans, that's typically like what I get called for in horses. Back pain, rehab after colic surgery, or a lower distal limb surgery, suspensory thing, so I get called in for a lot of rehab cases, so bringing that horse from change in function back to their prior level of function. But the other side that I work on is performance enhancement. So there's nothing per se wrong with the horse, but how can we make them better? Just like human athletes, there's nothing wrong, but they're working with the physio to make sure they're primed and ready and they're biomechanically correct. So I do that on the other side of rehab, is performance enhancement.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize a massage therapist doesn't need a veterinarian to recommend them, where you went to school and now you have a license that you have to have a veterinarian, which I think is kind of weird to me, but it is what it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of lack of regulation, I think. That's a whole different topic. We don't need to go down
we don't need to go there.
Trail right now.
So what are we going to see from you on the symposium? What are you going to be emphasizing?
I'm going to be emphasizing the importance of the rider, like we've just talked about. I hope to have one of my horses there, too, to show you what changes the rider can make in themselves that directly show changes in the horse, if that makes sense. So I can ride a certain way and the horse moves this way. And if I change this, that, or the other thing, the horse starts to move this way. So I hope to be able to show like real examples, and maybe I'll even have the chance to work with a demo rider too, somebody who hasn't had any exposure to the biomechanics world, and kind of do a little rider makeover.
Wow, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
So, how did you luck out to meet your wife? And do you guys interact with the biomechanics?
Well, see, this is so perfect because for me, like, sometimes you're training a horse, you run into a spot where you're like, this should be getting better by now, and it's not quite. And then I can very quickly pivot to Emily and say, hey, can you take a look at this and see if there's something going on that we can help the horse with physically. But yeah, I met her at the Horse First Farm. She was riding her horse around and rode every day at 4 o'clock, so I decided 4 o'clock was a great time to go ride my horse too. Worked out pretty good.
True.
Worked out well.
Smart cowboy.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Sounds pretty smart too.
Yeah.
Pretty educated. So, well, that's great. We're going to come back again with you guys. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Ocala Dog Ranch offers a variety of services for your dog, including agility training, barn hunt training, board and train, boarding long and short term, daycare, day training, dock diving training and competitions, disc dog, swimming lessons and pool rentals, lure coursing and obedience training classes. Check out Ocala Dog Ranch at ocaladogranch.com. Ocala Dog Ranch is your home away from home for your dog and more.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars, and we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Centre Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Centre now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at seminolefeed.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health, in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
We're back with the Horse Talk Show, brought to you by Palm Chevrolet.
I just messed it up.
Palm Chevrolet.
I can't even remember now.
Hometown Chevy Experience. There you go. And Larson Hay.
Idaho's finest alfalfa. I'm messing it up today.
It's all right. We got it under control. But we are in studio with Ryan Rose and Dr. Emily Rose. And we're talking about the Horseman Symposium coming up in March
28th and 29th.
28th and 29th.
At the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. Get your tickets now.
Right now.
You know, there's a sponsor that's missing up on there.
Oh, it's going to be coming up.
Yeah,
we're going to get
Pat
on
Myers
there.
going to get on there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Pat Myers Electric.
Okay, good.
Shockingly good.
Shockingly good.
Yeah. That's right.
'Cause
So
I did joke I might have you go out there and play with one of my horses.
just
He's
settle down.
nervous now.
Just settle down, because
I just asked him to be the rider makeover.
Yeah,
so, you know,
right.
yeah, we're throwing you in.
The reason I'm frightened by this is because Pete jokes and then he might actually do it.
Yeah.
So that's what frightens me the most about that statement. So what I want to talk about is what are we going to see? Who are we going to see? What should the people, why should they go?
Yeah, I think the symposium is really going to bring the inspiration and education. It's gonna motivate people to get out and play with their horses and teach them new things. They're going to see a huge variety of things. I believe Jake is going to be doing working equitation, which is like everybody that's in the horsemanship thing. We kind of gravitate towards certain elements of it. Like I think Pete is really into the liberty side of things. I really love bridleless riding. One of my favorite ways to play with a horse is to be able to ride him with no bridle on. I'm going to be doing that. And so Jake is really great at working equitation. He really likes to be able to control where the feet are and the shaping, but also be building their confidence with obstacles. So working equitation is a really fun sport. It's a really rapidly growing event. I think he's doing a thing on that. Linda always brings the relationship side to it. She really shows people how to interact with their horses and get their horses to be happy with doing all the different things they're asking them to do, and puts a lot of emphasis on how the horse feels about it all, and really helps people build that relationship side of it with their horses. And then Emily, do you want to talk to us about what Louis is gonna?
Yeah, Luis Lucio, I've had the privilege to learn from him before, and he is a master at his art, the art of dressage. So you will learn dressage with horsemanship, which I think is so unique. The principles that he uses to teach the horses, and the release and timing that he has to get horses to do these upper level movements is just fantastic. So he's a wealth of knowledge, for sure, yeah. And then we've got Pete.
Oh.
Dancing Pete's going to be there too, and I mean,
what do I bring to the table?
I've seen you do some of the most impressive things I've ever seen at Liberty. Even if it's just at home and you going into your pasture and all of a sudden you got two horses working around you and doing things just cold turkey, no warm up, no prep. And then the creativity that you bring to your demonstrations. Like I think one time I've seen you lay down, literally lay down in the sand, and the horse is doing a nice, beautiful circle around you. And you kind of tempt the edge of risk with and putting a lot of trust into your horse during those moments.
So I expect the lay down.
Okay.
Whatever
I've got two horses that I do lay down now.
Cool.
So.
And I haven't seen you perform in a while, so I'm excited to see what you're up to.
I hope I don't disappoint you. I've gotten more pattern oriented like you. So.
I do like a good pattern.
Yeah.
So looking forward to having some fun too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So great. Well, is there anyone that you're looking forward to seeing what they're talking about?
Yeah, I will be super. I really want to see what Pete's up to. I haven't worked with him in a while with horses. Like we go to dinner and hang out as friends, but I haven't got to see him work with his horses in a while. So I'm excited to see the different developments he's had in his Liberty program and his horses. I think Louis will be super fun. I'm like, you can't help but be inspired with some of these dressage horses doing these upper level movements and that sort of thing. And then selfishly, I'm also very excited to bring some of my horses and get a chance to show everybody where they're at.
Well, I can speak for Ryan since I'm in it. I can get my 2 cents in. So for Ryan, we used to call him the pattern king. Like he was the master of patterns. And he gave me the best compliment one time. I got done with a demo and he said, "Pete, I'm impressed because I know you didn't practice any of it." And it was just beautiful, like you had done it 1,000 times, but I know you hadn't. And that's how I was. I just would, on the spot, go with whatever's happening, like dancing. And then I used to watch Ryan and go, oh my gosh, he had patterns down so well. We used to joke that he could throw his horse out into the arena and they'd do it because he would practice that pattern. And because of that, I started doing more patterns and teaching my students how important patterns are. That imagination's great, but if you don't know the rules and the patterns first, it's a lot harder to switch off and do that imagination. Yeah. So that hats off to you. That's what I'm looking forward to, is how much I'm going to learn from what you're going to do, what Jake's going to do, what Louis Lucio and Linda. But of course, my wild card, my favorite, is what. Well, just because I know it changed my riding. on the biomechanic part of it and what I experienced. So I'm looking forward the most to do or watch Emily and do her thing.
Thanks. I'm curious to flip it back to you now.
Okay.
How did it change your riding? Like, because that can connect with people watching this. Like, they can hear me say it all day long. All the physical therapist is telling them to do this, but like, what did it change for you? What did you see?
I was told, and it was told because it was what they knew, because I got upset about it one day because I was like, why didn't anybody tell me this? They told me 1,000 hours, 1,000 horses is going to make me a better rider. And what I was told was, you could have rode 1,000 horses for 1,000 hours, and all you would have been better at is not falling off.
Practicing it wrong.
Yeah, or not falling off. I would have, my body would have figured out. I'm an athlete, and I'm really good about figuring stuff out, but it might not be right. When I learned biomechanics, my body, that kind of stuff, I learned that, oh, I can be a better rider by doing the right things with my body and knowing what parts are moving. I think the awareness was the big thing. And my psoas was so tight, it was crazy. And now that it's loose, I'm better with, even when a horse kind of spooks or does anything like that, I'm loosey-goosey and up instead of, like you talked about before, go into fetal position.
Yeah, our natural instinct is always to go into flexion, right? That's kind of the protective position, but it's also like the unexpected position as well. We go into flexion, but when you think about it, like, control with length is what a rider actually needs. And so I always relate it to like the kind of athlete that I think has the best control, besides a rider. But like, I'll flip it to you guys. What athlete has some of the best control of their body in a lengthened position?
I know. Dancer.
Yeah, a ballet dancer or dancer. Like, think about it. They can straighten their leg and put it straight up above their head with immaculate control and length. That kind of strength in a elongated position is exactly what a rider needs. And you have to be able to train your body and develop that, because we all go into flexion where everything just shortens.
Well, and I got to dance with professional dancers, and I didn't realize.
Dancing Pete.
Yeah,
That's what makes you such a good rider.
Well,
yeah.
I wasn't a good rider until I got better. But what I learned about dancers, they also are so aware of their bodies. Each dancer knows a part of their body that they can practice. You can put it in different positions. It's just amazing.
Yeah, have
so
you ever
that's what
seen
I think you bring to the table.
Yeah, like on social media, when there's some ballet video, I get like sucked in, and they're like, you feel the difference when I do this with your hip, and you can't see anything, but that dancer's like, oh yeah, I know. You know, there's
I
so
really
much
like the
in
idea,
tune.
though, if when she gets them using their core and being in the right balance point, it's like you don't fall off as much. And it's like, it's one of my favorite parts of this whole thing.
Not falling off.
Yeah.
That's a good part. Yeah. That's a really good part.
I'm always like, when she's doing it, I'm
Safety
like,
first.
make sure you tell them that it'll help them not fall off. You know? So like, I'm riding a lot of green horses, difficult, dangerous horses. I don't want to fall off, you know?
No.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for being here. Here's
Thanks
some
for having
Piranha
us.
goodies.
No, absolutely.
And some K-Well goodies for both of you.
Thank you.
And we're going to keep you here while we do our last segment.
Okay.
So stay tuned to the Horse Talk Show.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars, and we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Centre Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs. EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Centre now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com. DNA D&N Equine Recovery is owned and operated by avid horsemen. With over 75 years of experience in the equine industry, D&N Equine Recovery provides the only whole horse crematorium in the greater Levy-Marion County area, serving all of north central Florida. All staff are dedicated to demonstrating the utmost respect throughout this emotionally delicate process, providing compassionate and timely service when it matters to horse owners the most. For more information, go to dnequinerecoveryllc.com. It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's sass. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus, buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
We're back on the Horse Talk Show, brought to you by Palm Chevrolet,
Your hometown Chevy experience.
and TV broadcast sponsor Larson Hay.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Well, Pete, you know, if you have horses, you probably have got dogs.
And Louisa's dogs are at Neil's.
At Neil's?
At Ocala Dog Ranch.
So here's Neil's tip of the week from Ocala Dog Ranch.
The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch. You can't teach an old dog tricks. Yes, you can. If you have an older dog living with you and you just want to get them moving, maybe they're a little stiff, they're not so good on the walks, you know, they've got a little bit of arthritis, they like to sleep a little bit longer than they used to. Learn a game, interact with them, teach them to shake their paw with you, teach them to do a puzzle, teach them to roll over. Teach them something. The quality time you spend with your old pal will be rewarded. So yes, you can teach an old dog tricks. I dare you to try it. Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch.
Guess you can teach an old dog new tricks. Kind of like me, Pete?
No, probably more like me.
Let's see. Well, that's silly. But I think it's time for your tip of the week.
Yes,
you
sir.
got something great for us?
I got something great. Here.
Dancing Pete's tip of the week, brought to you by Complimentary Horsemanship.
Today's tip of the week is have a plan, but be flexible, just like today's show.
Oh.
So if you have a plan with your horse, and you should follow that plan, however, if something goes wrong, don't go, I've got to do it, I've got to do it. So yes, be persistent, but then also realize, oh, I've done this for a couple hours, maybe I should be a little flexible and change it and go a different direction today. That's my tip of the week.
Yeah. Stay flexible. Make sure you can go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. That sounds great.
Sounds like Pat Myers Electric.
The electrical flow.
Yeah, do you have a tip?
Yeah, I've got a tip of the week.
What's the tip of the week?
Would you like to hear a tip of the week?
I'd like
I would
to
love
hear
to hear a tip of the week. Okay, so my tip of the week is stay connected to your environment. So this is a big thing, especially when you're in your horse barn. When you see something, when you see your farrier constantly running an extension cord out to hook something up, and you ignore it, that's a sign that maybe your barn isn't fulfilling the needs that you have. If you're seeing your light fixtures missing a cover, maybe you see one GFI or one breaker constantly tripping. Being connected to that environment means that you're seeing the issues that are in front of you and recognizing the times that it's time to bring in an electrician to help you. It's making sure that your environment is the best for the riders and the horses that are in it is going to make your experience 100 times better.
Is that why you're called the Horseman's Electrician?
Yeah, the Horseman's
Connection.
Yeah. Calm and connected, Pete. Calm, connected.
We have a blast
Confident.
when I'm teaching. We talk all the time.
Communicate.
Good.
Right.
All right. So now this is the set of the show that we start talking about what's going on.
Yeah.
We have Banjo, the water buffalo, and friends to have them come out to your place and do an event. 352-427-1341. He's a water buffalo. Invite him to your place or your party or event, rodeo or anything.
Sounds like a good time to me. All right, apparently we got boarding at the Perry Plantation. This is Misty Morning Hounds. You can get in contact with them at 352-375-0800.
Or do mistymorninghounds.com. February 1st, Hunter Pace. Same place, same number, $50 entry. Gate opens at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, starting blocks open until 12.
The Fur Ball.
Oh, annual Fur Ball. This is the 10th annual Fur Ball. Boots, black ties, and best friends.
So what does VOCAL stand for, since you're involved a lot with this?
Yeah, we are involved with them. Voices of Change Animal League.
So come out and support this on February 27th on a Friday.
Yep.
Children's Charity Classic at Hits, Friday, February 20th. Come out and watch. This is board game. So they're going to get a beginner rider, an advanced rider, and I believe an intermediate, but they come together and they have to dress up like a board game.
Oh, wow.
And it's for charity, so come out and support that at Hits.
Yeah. Oh, Larson Hayes got new dates for their Customer Appreciation Day. So
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
That's right. It's Idaho's finest alfalfa on February 20th and 21st. So make sure you stop out.
So Valentine's gifts can still be given.
That's it.
So you just have to make a note that says your hay will be here on the 20th.
That's it. Just don't book a fancy restaurant.
Yep.
Don't go somewhere. Just take them to Larson Hay and get a bale of the Idaho's finest alfalfa. All right. Love of the Horse, benefiting the Horse Foundation, or the Foundation of the Horse. Sunday, March 29th. This is Ocala 5K and Polo Classic over at the Florida Horse Park. Come check it out. It is, like I said, benefiting the Foundation for the Horse.
Proudly supporting the foundation.
Yeah, Foundation for the Horse.
So that was a
great show.
So, since we have some time, Ryan, what would your tip of the week be for today? A horsemanship tip. Not to put you on the spot.
Well, I need a category to go with.
Riding.
Category for riding. Teach your horse a recovery strategy. Don't wait until you need a plan to have a plan.
So, elaborate on that a little bit, please.
I can't give away totally because it's coming out on the YouTube video soon. But I'm working on something with a thoroughbred that could get a little dangerous. They could get emotional doing it. And so before I do that harder thing, or even just trail riding a horse or taking them somewhere new, I'm going to teach them a bending exercise where I just be able to bring my life down, sit, bend the horse, and walk a small circle. And I teach them when things are going well, so that if things start to not go well, I can recover sooner instead of wait until something more explosive happens.
Yeah, I always tell my students that's a fire drill. Do you ever take a fire drill serious? No. But when you have a real fire, those fire drills become serious.
That's a good point, yeah.
That's awesome. Emily, what would your tip of the week be?
I think my tip of the week would be make sure you warm up. So it is cold this week. This has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with that. But
everyone should warm up this week. It's very cold.
Make sure you warm your horse up. Number one, to achieve the physical side of things, get their back warmed up, get the blood flowing. But number two, to support connection first before asking your horse to do difficult maneuvers, so that we have physical warm up and we have mental and emotional connection developed, so that then when we go into the harder parts of the ride or the development part, they're ready.
And how can we get to know more about Ryan Rose and Rose Horsemanship?
Yeah, so they can follow my YouTube channel. We got lots of videos on there working with many different problem horses. We're doing a series right now on my new thoroughbred, Nelson, which has been pretty popular. And then if they want to really get stuck into it and be able to ask me questions and submit videos for coaching, that sort of thing, I have a whole program and library on my Patreon page.
Good. What about you, Emily?
You could check out my website, reachingstridesrehab.com.
Okay.
Or you can check my social media out. So just search Reaching Strides Equine Rehab. I'm all over there. So, and then I'm also featured on some of his videos too. So you can find content through his platforms that I have.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you all for joining us on the Horse Talk Show.
Yes. Thank you, Ryan and Emily Rose, for coming into the studio. Join us at the Horseman Symposium, March 28th and 29th. And thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Pete, for having me as the host
Pat.
tonight. That was awesome. And as always, happy horsing around.
See you next time.